Welcome once again. I think I mentioned it in one of the Sunday night shorts, was an accessory bar for the milling machine, which fits onto the end of the dovetail on the bottom of the ram, and I'd kind of cut this out, but it wouldn't fit because of where I had the DRO mounted. So I'll just give you a quick look of what I've done to move the DRO, and then I've got to make some clamp bits. Okay, you can see how the bar just fits over there neatly, and I want to put a couple of bolts just to clamp it in position. Now, for some reason that I can't quite explain to myself, I had the mounting bracket for the DRO down here, which also used to clash with one of the ram clamps. So I've moved it up to the top there, which is mounting the DRO higher than I'd like. So, using bits left over from the lathe DRO mounting kit, I plan to extend this mounting down and out, which will also allow me to have the DRO mounted further forward. Okay, I just lined up on the centre of this dovetail I cut, and I'd just done this originally with a cardboard template and then roughed it out on the bandsaw, and it fits quite well enough for the job. So I've measured the centre of the hole, and then it's hard to see because of the way the light's reflecting, but I've got a couple of holes marked, and I'll use my automatic centre punch. Could do with a bit more tension on that. It's better. And I'll drill those in the vise using a step drill. I'm going to be putting in one of these, they're actually an AVK insert, which I like because the knurled section grips much better than some of the plain ones, which tend to break loose rather easily. And these need a 10mm hole. So I've got a step drill in my trusty Hitachi, and these were another bargain from Aldi. I got a set of 3 of these for £10, and they've been doing pretty good service. So I'm going to take it out to 8mm on the step drill, and then use a twist drill to take it out to 10, because these do tend to cut a fair chunk oversize. I was doing some power tapping earlier. I had the slip clutch set. That's the 8mm. They've got a little radius between the steps, so they actually deburr quite nicely. Always the problem with sheet metal is it grabbing as it goes through. Okay. We'll deburr those on this side with, guess what? An ogre. Although this was an RS Components branded set, which was Facom, which was an ogre. So it had been rebadged about 3 times. Or rebadged twice, I should say. Okay. So I've got my setting tool, and I can't remember if this was a nutsert tool or a riv nut tool, but it's a different brand to the insert, because it was about 1/3 of the price. And I compared the tools, and it was, if anything, the nicer one of the pair. And the little setting anvil on the end just had a slightly different recess for a different flange design, so I just had to machine that slightly. Now I like to have these, let's get the angle right, there we go, with a gap, because it gives me more leverage when doing the initial set. They just pop in the hole, and just like a pop rivet. So that's partially set. Screw it in a bit further. And a final squeeze, and that's set. Do the same on the other hole. Further on than that. And that's 2mm threaded inserts all installed. I grabbed a couple of random 6mm bolts from the bolt box, one of them being a flat pack furniture screw, because I didn't have, they were the only two I had with enough length of thread, so I'm going to have to find a couple of proper ones for there. But I mean, they're just finger tight, but the bar is actually good and secure, and is now ideal for mounting the ubiquitous IKEA lights. So we can stick one on either side, and I may at a future time mount a tube on the end and a side section, so I could see myself being able to mount the camera off the end of the bar. I've got the Manfrotto centre locking arm, same idea as the Noga, and I can put a fitting on the end to take that, which will make a very nice camera mount. And you know, nice simple device to hang on there and give a decent point for mounting lights, etc.